Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. Oh, I got some sort of messages going through my phone. Good opener. Anyways, it's good to see you guys. Happy July 5th. I hope you had a wonderful July 4th Independence Day yesterday. Had a lot of fun. Just hung out with family. Had family over and we had a cookout. Just really nice. Cool fireworks at night. So hope you had a lot of fun as well. I'm excited to talk to you today. I've mentioned this previously in other videos, but it keeps popping up. And that's the difference between passive marketing versus active marketing. Okay. And I think the differences there are super important to outline. And that's what I want to talk to you today about in this video. First, the importance of general marketing in your voiceover business cannot be overstated. You've got to market. I mean, I know it's common sense, but I find that a lot of people aren't doing the marketing that they should be doing, not even like a smidgen of it. And I know when you're first starting out, so much of your efforts are going toward you feeling confident that you can produce a professional file. And that is time well spent and it's important. But when it comes to your job in voiceover, I think it can be confused, meaning that your job should be to market your services. The fun part is the voiceover. But the marketing, that's your full-time job. Okay, that's the efforts that you should be putting in. All right, so let's talk about passive marketing. So the definition, I think, of passive marketing is something that you're doing once, okay, something that you put out into the world once, you update occasionally, but basically you do it and then you let it do its thing. You let it market for you. So you're not actively every single day putting out things to market. This is passive. So examples of, passive kind of strategies, the big one is using websites, freelance websites like Fiverr and Upwork and People Per Hour and Voquent and, Voice Jungle, the ACX, all these different websites that are free for you to join. You put your stuff up. All right, your portfolio, your profiles, your bios, your descriptions, etc., and then you let the websites themselves do the marketing for you. Okay, and it's important too that you do take some time while you're on them to, make sure all of your bio and your profile, everything looks good, and your pictures, your what is this? A flying? What? Anyways, that fly threw me off. But anyways, you're putting your stuff out there, updating that stuff, making sure it's optimized for that website. But then you leave it alone, okay? And you let the website do its job, and that's the passive aspect of doing your marketing. Now, go to the active, all right? What's the definition of active? Active marketing, and I like to call active / maybe direct marketing, okay, is where you are taking an active role daily, weekly. You are specifically putting things out on your own channels, whether it's your website, whether it's social media, whether it's email marketing, whether it's phone calls, whether it's direct messages to clients. You are actively reaching out on your own. You are doing your own marketing, and usually this needs to take place on a daily basis, okay, to get voiceover work. So it's an active approach where, the passive approach is letting someone else do the work, the marketing work for you. All right. But the active one is you're getting the stuff in front of people. You're contacting them. You're driving traffic. Okay. That's the active style of marketing. Now, I want to talk about the pros and cons to passive marketing. So I think the pros and cons of passive marketing. So the pros, I think, is that, you can reach such a wide net of people that it would be very difficult, almost near impossible to do it on your own. Okay, that you can do with all these different websites and you getting yourself up there and letting them do the work for you. Now, you could say that also, and I didn't include this because I kind of view them as online agents, but agents are another way that's kind of passive marketing in some senses, right? Because they go and find the work or the opportunities, send you auditions, and then you audition. Okay, I mean, that's kind of the same thing. And I did mention the freelance websites. I did mention pay-to-play websites like voices.com, Voice123, the Voice Jungle, or the Voice Realm. Those are pay to play sites, which again is passive marketing in the sense that you do pay them for them to find work for you, opportunities, and then you basically have to audition for those opportunities or get booked for them, etc. But it's still passive. Okay. So the pros is that you're getting a wide spread to a lot of people who are actively looking for voice actors. Okay, that's a huge thing. I mean, just it's usually very cost effective for you. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do the marketing. I mean, we was talking about pay to plays, but a lot of these sites are free, and you don't pay them until they actually get work. All right, so it's really nice. You don't have to pay all that money up front for marketing and ads, etc. And they have a brand. People trust them already. Most of these places have been established for years and years and years, so people are already coming to them. They have a name, so you don't have to build that from scratch. I think the disadvantages of it is that you don't control how fast it works, right? Like, you don't control the site, you don't control the direct communication with the client, meaning like you don't own that information. Most of those websites, they keep that information. They might let you chat with the person, but you're not allowed to talk about, you're not allowed to give personal information. You're not allowed to do all that kind of stuff, right? Because that's their information and that's vital to their success. So they keep that from you. I think that the one of the other things is, you are limited to what they are actually doing with their website. Like, where I was thinking in my mind, like, a lot of these websites, like we'll take Fiverr, for example, right? They're marketing all over the world, and they might pick a specific group of people, because they have so many people on their website, to market to a specific place under a specific genre, et cetera, with specific keywords. And you might not fall into that specific keyword or that specific marketing group or time frame, so your numbers won't be as good as other people's, right? You don't have that control, right? So that is a con, I think. So those are some cons, I think. Now, pros and cons of active marketing or direct marketing. I think the biggest one for me is you controlling the information, right? You having the ownership of that email address, the client, the relationship. That's a big one for me. I think that's one of the things I love the most. You have the ability to target where you want to target the specific client that you want to go after. You have the ability to show them exactly what you want them to see, not what another website wants them to see. That's a big thing. Also, you get a lot of immediate feedback from what efforts you're making. All right. Also from negotiations, from the talking, you don't know. I can just tell you, with my brief time running Academy Voices, there's a lot. Like, I wasn't aware how many different requirements or questions or something that a lot of these clients have that I never thought about before, or that some of these people want the voice actors they work with to do. Right? You'd be really surprised. Like, some people want voice actors to be marketing themselves so they can use that to their advantage. Some of these people want to know, like, they really do want to know how much work have you done, et cetera, et cetera. They want to know, they want to see reviews. They want to see the quality. And it makes sense, but you don't usually see all of that if somebody else is doing it for you. So that's that. Now, some disadvantages, I think, is that the biggest one, a couple biggest ones, is the time it takes. I mean, the sheer amount of time and effort it takes for you to do this. I mean, to direct market yourself and to get, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of organization. Also money. I mean, it takes money. It costs money for ads. It costs money for CRMs. It costs money, your time. I mean, it's a lot of time and money to market on your own. Now social media is a nice leveler, but the challenge with social media, though, is that the amount of time it takes. I mean, you really need to be posting a lot on social media. When I say a lot, You really need to be posting 6, 8, 10 times a day on multiple platforms geared towards those platforms. Because be honest with you, if you post one time a day and 10 people see you, that's just not enough. You got to keep posting. And here's a little tip. You're not bugging anyone, because the reality is most people aren't going to see you. And that's a common misunderstanding I see a lot of voice actors have, is they think that, well, if I post more than once a week, I'm just going to be bothering people. No, you're not bothering people, because I hate to say it, but no one is seeing you. So you can't bother anybody. All right. And if there's like, and if voice actors are commenting them, don't worry about them, because we're not targeting them. We're trying to target businesses. So, there's a huge time requirement there. Okay. And I do believe that the last kind of con to me is that, you do need either a talent for that marketing, or you need to really learn and build skills for networking, marketing, getting into places where you can build relationships, even even finding where your particular client is. It takes some learning. Like it's not just right? It's not just, I just wish it to be and it happens. Okay, I mean, you've got to learn. So while you're trying to learn voiceover, and you're trying to learn how to edit your stuff and market, and create content, create your a professional sounding file, and then your voice acting. On top of that, you've got to learn how to run a marketing business, because that's really what we are, is a marketing business. All right, so that's some of the disadvantages, I think, of active directed marketing. Now, I think, to me, and the last part here is finding a balance between it, is being able to take both, active marketing, passive marketing, and putting them together. Because I'm always a big advocate of, don't do all one and only a little bit of another, right? We should do both. So I think having a good passive network, being up on these platforms, getting the opportunities there that they're bringing to you, is vital to your success. But then we also should have, right, on the back end, you should be working towards building your own direct marketing, your own active marketing sequences, where you are building out your own CRM full of customers that you have the information, the relationships you're building, all right, starting to build your brand on social media, etc. You should be doing that as well. So you should be doing both. Okay. And then you can tailor those marketing strategies to what you want to accomplish, because maybe you've wanted to be a voice actor for, a modern warfare game, or something like that. And you want to do it more than anything. That's what you want to do this for. So your direct marketing can all be geared towards that, but yet your passive marketing can be geared towards more of a holistic approach, where you're actually getting paid to do a variety of things, so you can make some money too. Because part of this is doing, absolutely the thing that you love. And the other part is, you got to make some money to put some food on the table, being realistic, so that could be, you want to be a video game, character, or do video game work, but you might be also getting hired to do e-learning jobs, or getting hired to do short form commercials, or getting hired to do audiobooks, right? Or meditation, or whatever, podcasts. There's so much. So that gives you a good balance, I think, and that's what helps you put them together. So again, recapping and finishing up, passive marketing, all right, is where we put our stuff up on platforms, places like Fiverr and these places, freelance platforms, places like voices.com, Voice123, pay-to-play sites, places like Voquent, which is an intermediary site, but it's free. But these websites that you put yourself up on, and they do the marketing for you. All right, they bring the work and the opportunity to you. That's the passive approach. Your website, if you build out your website, okay, and you're using SEO and you're using content as a strategy to put on your website, that can be passive long term. Okay, because you're ranking in Google, and Google's sending you that work. Ads could be another form of passive, even though you're paying for it. You're not physically, I guess, passive, meaning your time in this sense. But typically, on those online agents or offline agents, as I said earlier, too, that's the passive side. The direct side, again, or the active side, is where you are actively branding, reaching out, calling, emailing, doing things on a daily, DMing, which is direct messaging on social media platforms and stuff to potential clients, trying to build relationships, networking. That's the direct active style. All right. And balancing the two of them together is what we should strive for. All right. I always think that you start with utilizing these OPM, OPT, other people's money, other people's time, right? Leverage that through these websites that you can join, and then work on your direct and your active style in the back end while you're making money from the front end. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much, too. We just hit, I think we're over 12,000 subscribers now. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful journey, and we're still rocking and rolling. Also, make sure you check out the link below to A VO's Journey Elite Academy. We'd love to have you join, where we help you start and grow your voiceover business with an incredible community. I'm biased, but I think it's one of the best communities in all voiceover. So we'd love to have you, and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much. Have a good Wednesday. Goodbye.